Saturday afternoon showdown in Nassau Conference 1. Great athletes and football minds alike here taking center stage. And oh yeah, it's homecoming from Syosset High School. The Oceanside Sailors take on the Syosset Braves on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Today's game is sponsored by Orland & Cohen, as well as Speed Island and So Hoodie. And we welcome you into the broadcast booth. He's Tom Rooney. I'm John Perez. And Tom, this is a huge game for playoff seedings as Syosset and Oceanside look to lock up the 3 seed.
Yeah, this is a huge game. This is the type of game that can determine the rest of the season. Major playoff implications are going to come out of this game. Somebody's going to leave 5-2. Someone will leave 4-3. Someone could be the 3 seed by the end of today, and someone could be scrapping back into the playoffs. Huge game.
Oceanside has 33 underclassmen on their roster, and 2 of them will be our impact player today as we take a look at the Sailors' impact players. And it is Isaiah Spivey and Dylan Tvetter.
So Spivey, we'll start with Spivey. Spivey's the kind of guy, he's been a little banged up this year. We hope we see him at 100%. John, when he's healthy, he's electric. You get him into the open field, and that's exactly what they're going to want to do. And Tvetter is a target that either quarterback, either Harmon or Villel, are going to want to throw to. He already has 30-plus catches on the year.
Meanwhile, on the other side for Syosset, they'll be led by Jack Monaco and Conrad Zhang.
Yeah, Jack Monaco is a big target, big, tall kid with great hands, runs great routes, and Conrad Zhang is always around the football on defense.
It's homecoming here at Syosset High School. We'll take a quick break and see our standings and keys to the game when we come back on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Hey, this is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next day. It's the best of both worlds, as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com. Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level.
Hello, beautiful people. We all know Travis Hunter, right? We're headed to Jackson, Mississippi right now to announce his partnership with my favorite, So Hoodie.
All of my OG subscribers already know about those hoods that I usually wear in all my videos. But if you're new here, it's called a So Hoodie. Basically, how it started was with athletes wearing towels on their head. No different from the innovation of a single arm sleeve or a leg sleeve. Boom! Take that towel off and throw a hood on. You could do something calm and just have the blank color to match your team uniform. Or you and a gang could place a team order to have the school logo on the side of it. And it's not just for players. The fans need some drip too. Y'all know I got my Iwiwi hoods up there and some other cool collabs, including this collab we're doing with Travis Hunter. So go check out the link in my description, and when you're ready to check out, go ahead and use promo code HA15.
Back here at Syosset High School, we've got a showdown here between the Oceanside Sailors and the Syosset Braves. And you know, Tom Rooney, for this game going forward, let's take a look at the keys to the game for both of these teams looking to pick up their 5th wins of the year.
Yeah, if you're Oceanside, they've been a little bit banged up this year, but you know they pride themselves on next man up, and Coach Blunt said they're ready to go with whoever is rolled out there. They got to take care of the football. Too many mistakes over the last couple of weeks have hurt them. And, and also on the side of jumping off sides and things like that, no mental errors. If you're Syosset, you got to protect Mo Mazawala. He's the key to the Syosset offense. They want to make this Oceanside offense have to drive the field, so they want to win field position. And Syosset has to establish the run in order to win. They have to have that balance.
And so we mentioned what it means for the standings. in Nassau 1. And there you see Massapequa Farmingdale 1-2. Hempstead, what a year for them. And Oceanside and Syosset right there with East Meadow. This game is huge for both of these teams' playoff seeding. And, you know, Tom, as a coach, how much easier is it? I know the playoffs are never easier, but if you could get any advantage in the home field, that's got to be huge.
Yeah, any coach will tell you that the playoff seeding has a lot to do with your playoff success. You know, you want to do everything you can to get the highest possible seed. It usually works in your favor.
Syosset in the home blacks and Oceanside in the road whites and grays. And it should be a fun one here today as Syosset 4-2 on the season. Coming off an 18-13 loss to Freeport, where Paul Rourke said that his team was in it. A few bounces here, a few bounces there. The Braves could have easily had their 5th win of the year, but credit Freeport for their victory. Speaking of Freeport, Oceanside, they knocked off Freeport in the beginning of the year, and that's a big reason why Oceanside is 4-2. Now, they dropped their 2 games against Massapequa and Farmingdale. That's not going to help them standings-wise, but at least record-wise, it helps getting the Freeport victory, a win against Syosset, and taking care of business against Valley Stream South. The Sailors will be sitting pretty.
Yeah, both of these teams have that kind of scenario right now where a win today sets them up and would really right the ship and set them up for the playoffs.
Meanwhile, for Syosset, after today, doesn't get much easier. They take on Massapequa, so that game of the utmost importance. Remember, Syosset last year, 5-5, losing to Farmingdale in the first round of the playoffs. That's a year after they won 7 games. As we're ready for kickoff, and Oceanside ready to boot it away, and a good sign for the Sailors as Ryan Pender gets set to go with Adam Marvin back to receive for the Braves. And we've got Nassau Conference 1 football on the Varsity Media Sports Network, and backtracked and muffed, but picked up by Marvin as he ranges wide and now runs up the middle of the Sailor special teams and gets down at the 25-yard line. Syosset will be led by Mo Mazawala. And Mazawala, one of the top players on Syosset, and you could make the case one of the top players in Nassau County.
Yeah, right now he is throwing the ball at a really high level, and what's really impressed me from last year to this is his ability to run the ball. He's really become a dual-threat quarterback, and he is the undisputed leader of this Syosset offense.
And there you see the completions on the year, 890 yards, and I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter what conference you play in. If you got a chance to throw 1,000 yards in a season, that's nothing to sneeze at for Mazawala and the Braves.
Yeah, considering some of the injuries that Syosset's dealt with, this is good stats for that young man.
So the Braves offense sets up at the 25-yard line, and Mazawala back to pass, or check that, gives it off up the middle. And with that said, let's meet the offense for Syosset. Only 13 points a week ago, that coming after 35 points against Valley Stream Central. It's Mazawala, Garibaldi, Guo, Trepeo, Jack Monaco, Henry Wong, Conrad Zeng, Sorrentino, Gerson, Dillon, and Jake Cohen.
Yeah, and the strength of this offense are the 2 offensive tackles, Zeng and Cohen. And you saw that right away going to the run.
Max Garibaldi will get a ton of the carries. Will Cawley still out as Garibaldi once again on second down picks up a pair before he gets flushed out by the Sailor defense. Coming off a 28-10 loss to Farmingdale. They'll be led by their captain, Joe Bonacore, along with Ben Reviso, Sergio Moncayo, Dylan Bender, Luke Villela, Andrew Dato, Roman Pariza, Simon Wareham, Brian Kramer, Dylan Tavetter, and Chase Haffey.
Yeah, this is a really good Oceanside defense. They made a few mental errors against Farmingdale, let some guys get behind it, but these guys are physical, and they will run to the football.
Just looking at some of the victories for the Sailors, it was their defense really coming up to play, only giving up 7 points against Plainview, Old Bethpage, Hicksville. They rolled a shutout. Mozawala spins it on third down. He's got a man, as that was Gianpaul Trepeo. And it'll be close to that first down marker. And it looks like we're going to give him the first down.
Yeah, nice job by Mozawala checking down to Trapio there, and nice catch by that young man.
Mozawala, a completed percentage of 58% coming into this game, and he's someone that's worked hard in the offseason, and not just his play, but the success of the team as a whole relying on Mozawala. He gained 10 pounds of muscle, really went through his progression, trained with a personal trainer, and says that he's in the best shape of his life as he keeps it himself, runs up the gut, striding ahead, still on his feet, has a first down into Oceanside territory, and down at the 49-yard line after the pickup of 16.
Yeah, that's a great read by Mozawala, and this is where he's really started to excel. He rides that running back Garibaldi, and he just gets a good read on the D-line and takes it right up the middle, makes a couple guys miss. Tremendous run. Great balance right here in the middle of the field.
First play on the Sailors' end of the field, and Mozawala design rollout. On the run, spins it, he's got a man. And Henry Wong, or check that, that's going to be Jack Monaco, the junior. 10th reception on the year. And that'll move the chains again. And, how important is it for a quarterback of Mozawala's acumen and physicality to kind of get a few completions early on?
Yeah, you like to get into a rhythm as a quarterback, and I like what they did there, rolling them out, kind of changing the D-line, not just letting them come right off the ball. And, we talked about Monaco in the opening. He's a big target.
Monaco missing most of the season last year because he had a fracture, a lower body fracture, as Garibaldi.
What Syosset's doing right now, mixing it up a little bit, pass and run, and Garibaldi does a good job there making the first guy miss, making this second down more manageable.
Garibaldi, only a sophomore. He's got the football IQ. Unfortunately, he does not have the body of an upperclassman, and in Conference 1, that's tough to do, and a decision for Paul Rourke as well. I mean, he's been dealt a bad hand because Will Cawley is hurt, and Will Cawley a little bit bigger in stature, but Garibaldi's been up for the challenge and going up against some of the beefcakes in Conference 1.
Yeah, and I think that's where Mozawala's picked up the slack, too, in the running game.
2nd and 7, Mozawala flushed out of the pocket, darts up ahead, puts his head down, and is leveled. Good hit by Simon Warham, but Mozawala gets close to that first down marker, and we'll see the spot. But Mozawala is so elusive, and that's one thing that he's gotten better at this year, Tom, is that when the pressure is coming, he doesn't just stand there, he makes things happen for himself.
Yeah, last year he probably sat in the pocket a little bit too long as a young quarterback, but you saw right there, he knew he had nothing right away, made a quick decision, and was able to get out and get himself 5 yards.
3rd and inches, and Mozawala in the backfield with Garibaldi. Hard count. And Syosset thought they had the offside, and Mozawala gets ready to go to work. 10 seconds on the play clock. Low snap, Mozawala flicks it down the field, and it is picked off. Great play and coverage, Chris LaLima, the senior. And Oceanside's defense steps up, and we'll get a turnover.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the play call. It's 3rd and an inch. You're going to go for it on 4th down anyway, so Syosset decides to take a shot. But LaLima was ready and up to the task and was stride for stride with the Syosset receiver and made a really nice play on the ball.
For Mozawala, that's his 2nd interception of the year. And for Oceanside, a good job of getting off the field and the defense coming to play on the first drive. As Oceanside will be led by their quarterback as well, and it's Luke Villela again, another sophomore, did a good job last week against Farmingdale, and Rob Blount says it wasn't indicative of the score, but he really liked the way that Villela, who's been thrown into the fire, remember he's not the opening day starting quarterback, but he's handled that position pretty well.
Yeah, I thought Villela did really well, runs the ball really hard.
On first down, the give up the middle. And so Villela, after the pickup of 6 by Andrew Dato. Andrew Dato is another guy that we'll keep an eye on, and we'll meet the Oceanside defense, Oceanside offense after this play. But for Oceanside, looking for their 5th victory of the season as they move a man in motion, and the give is to Spivey. Shakes off a couple of tacklers, then gets a big block, Villela. Flag is down, Spivey gets the first down, but we'll see if it comes back.
Yeah, it looked like Villela might have just clipped him in the back a little bit there, but you could get a glimpse of what Spivey can do when he gets into the open field as he changes direction. Yeah, and that's going to set Oceanside back.
Frank Nocerino, the referee. The umpire is Mike Romano. And here's a look at the offense. Villela, Spivey, Tvetter, Beer, Kramer, Bender, Kakareko, along with Doherty, Herman, Guida, and Halpern. And the rest of the officials: field judge Michael Terciano, Luke Lopesto is the line judge, and Anthony Giamborn is the back judge. As this pushes the Sailors back, it'll be 2nd and 14 from the 16-yard line.
You know, in years past, this wouldn't have been a big deal for Oceanside to be behind the sticks like this, the way they threw it, but this is a little bit of a different Oceanside offense.
Tvetter, the sweep. Still baking forward. And a gain of 4. And the defense for Syosset: Sean Dillon, Jackson Adler, along with Michael Campanelli, Declan Bragi, Jay Cohen, Conrad Zeng, John Paul Chapeo, Austin Cohen, Jack Monaco, Henry Wong, and Adam Marvin.
Yeah, you got a good look right there at what Villela does well, and that's turn it up. Oceanside is almost running like a power I here, John. It looks like the spread, but they snap to Villela and lead with 2 guys.
Crowded backfield for the Sailors as Spivey swaps spots with Andrew Dato. 3rd and 8. Villela hoist it. Wong comes over and can't make the catch. Henry Wong in coverage as the ball intended for Dylan Tvetter, and a 3 and out after the interception.
Yeah, that penalty really hurt Oceanside there. You know, it's not something they want to be. They want to be 2nd and long, 3rd and long. And now they got a punt from deep in their own end.
So Ryan Pender set to boot it away. Syosset sends Monaco and Adam Marvin back to retrieve.
Yeah, Syosset should have good field position here if they play this punt smart.
Pender, good protection, steps into one, gets it across midfield. Fair catch is on, and it is down at the 44-yard line. The 34-yard punt sets up Syosset with good field position midway through the first quarter. Oh, we mentioned it's homecoming here, and glad that the sun is finally out on a Saturday. Not able to say that after it feels like half a year here at in New York State, and love the Carnivals. Gotta love the atmosphere here at Syosset for homecoming.
Yeah, these are the kind of days, if you're a high school football player, this is awesome. You got the carnival in the background, you got all your classmates finally coming out after all this time indoors with all the rain, and you got a great football game. 2 really good teams going at it here.
So Syosset taking their time, but going back out there on offense. Their last drive ended. Mozawala threw an interception to Chris LaLima in the end zone. But Oceanside not able to convert. A new life for the Braves. 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line with just under 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. Ryan Rosenfield lining up near side with Marvin. And up the middle, Garibaldi yanked at, and the Sailors rally to the football.
Yeah, we talked about it in the opening. This Oceanside defense will run to the ball, and that gang tackling right there is indicative of how they want to play.
Roman Pariza with first contact. And Pariza, a guy that's done a good job. He was initially the 6th person on the depth chart for the linebacker position, wearing number 26 in white and gray, and you throw in some injuries, but also his tenacity in practice has earned him more and more playing time, and he gets the start today, trying to get the road victory for the Sailors. Quick hitter near side, Trapeo. And shuffles forward as Chris Lima and Dylan Bender bring him down after the 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, that's really like a running play, John. Moswala just gets rid of it right away, throws it out to Trapio, and he's able to pick up 3-4 yards and put Syosset in a very manageable 3rd and 5.
And that's something that Moswala worked on as well, the quick release and getting the ball out right away. As does so again, snaps a pass, got a first down, and some is good, more is better. Trapio with back-to-back catches, and the 7-yard hookup. That'll move the chains for the Braves.
Yeah, you get a good look at the way Moswala can throw the ball there. I mean, not only is that ball out quick, but with accuracy and zip, because Oceanside is breaking hard on these balls, and he's getting the ball out very, very quickly, really effectively. And that's what you want to do if you're Syosset. They talked about ball control. First down after first down is what they're looking for.
And Paul Rourke said that he's had fantastic wide receivers in the past, award winners at that, and he said Trapio's not there yet. He has the ability to do so, but for right now, he just gets the job done. And he said, I just need guys to get the job done, know their assignments. As Moswala flicks it down the field again, and another interception. Brian Kramer all over it on the pass intended to Isaac Braverman. Moswala's been picked twice, and Oceanside takes over.
Yeah, I don't think Moswala saw Kramer here coming over from his safety position. Braverman had a step, and really nice play by the safety there. Kramer just covering a lot of land over from the middle of the field. And I tell you, Oceanside's defense, it's the bend, don't break. There's a couple first downs, they're moving the ball, but they're finding a way to get turnovers.
Rob Blount says that Brian Kramer is one of those students of the game and plays with a chip on his shoulder, and says he's always one of those guys dissecting film, and it's paid dividends in the first quarter. To Vetter. Off the pitch, to Vetter, still on his feet. Shakes a couple of tacklers, flag is down, has a first down, and wrestled down at the 40-yard line, and we'll see if this comes back.
Yeah, nice job by Tavetter dancing around out there, but I think you might get a hold somewhere on the outside receiver there.
And so we wait to see the call from Frank Nocerino. There is the hold. And so second holding penalty against the Sailors.
In our opening, we talked about no mental mistakes, and this is really what Coach Blount was talking about. It's one thing to fumble a ball, throw an interception. These mental mistakes, jumping off sides, holding, procedure penalties, it's been killing them all year. All their losses, you have these types of penalties that just keep dragging you back. Can't have them.
So we'll set up 1st and 12. And Villela. Quick hitter near side. He's got Kramer. Just had the interception. Gets the reception. And a flag comes dialing in as well after the takedown by Sean Dillon. And so Nocerino already getting his workouts in. The referee for the game today on the white hat. And a block in the back called against Oceanside.
Yeah, this is a tough way for Oceanside to start. We talked about not really wanting to be behind the chains like this, and it's back-to-back penalties after an opening run that looked like it had promise, and you're looking at 1st and 20 from your own 15 or so, and that's your own 12. It looks like that's not a great place to start.
Not to mention, Tom, that Moswala came into this game. He only threw 1 interception on the year. You already pick him off twice. And for Oceanside, I'm sure Rob Blount is feeling this way. You can't leave those opportunities on the board. Even if Oceanside's able to drive down, kick a field goal, you're still getting 3 points there. You want to come up with something because a player of Moswala's caliber will eventually not make those mistakes anymore and figure it out.
Right. He's not going to throw interceptions all game, so when he does, you better take advantage of him.
Villela chugging on 1st and 21. And the pickup of 2 brought down in the backfield by Sean Dillon. And Dillon, one of those guys that really has a good nose for the football as well, and great feet for a defensive end.
Yeah, Dillon showed a lot of athleticism right there. He's a really good football player on both sides of the ball, and you saw him chase down Villela. You don't see that a lot, a D tackle chasing down a quarterback. shows you what kind of athlete he is.
Dylan, 6 foot flat, 250 of, I've been heard, straight brawn.
Yeah, he's a lumberjack.
Second and long, Villela. Floats it down the sideline. Tavetter makes the catch. Oh, he mossed Monaco. And the Sailors have a first down. What a grab.
Yeah, that's you want your wide receivers to go up and go get the ball. And I tell you, Villela throws a really nice ball right here, lays it out, and he's got to step on Monaco, but it's really good coverage. And then here's Tavetter, just goes up and gets it. That's a great catch.
Spivey on first down. Nudges forward. And a pickup of 2. As he gets bowled over by Declan Broggy, 6'3" junior.
You wonder now, John, if that's a play that can get this Oceanside offense some life. A big catch like that and get out of their own end a little bit and get a first down.
Well, and you were talking before about Mozawala getting in a rhythm. I'd imagine for a player like Villela, as we got 33 seconds left, and both teams going off to the sideline, I think this is the end of the first quarter. And that will do it, at least for right now. And that's the end of the first quarter, so we'll step aside, and I'll ask you your point when we come back, Tom Rooney. But we are scoreless. Oceanside and Syosset on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream media partner of Nassau County playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of soccer, volleyball, field hockey, and football, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Homecoming here at Syosset, and we are scoreless going into the second quarter on the Varsity Media Sports Network as Luke Villela flushed out of the pocket and then gets it off, still completes the pass. And another acrobatic play. That was Brian Kramer making the catch. And so I was going to ask you going into that break, we talked about Mozawala getting in a rhythm, but now you've got back-to-back catches by the receiving corps for the Sailors. And for Villela, I'd imagine he wants to get into a rhythm too.
Yeah, listen, Villela we know is a really good runner, but he can throw the ball. Sometimes it's a matter of a little confidence and getting a few in a row, getting some, a big catch from one of your receivers, one of your highlighted receivers can really get you going. I tell you, that was a great blitz by Kessler, and Villela did a really good job getting that pass off.
3rd and 8 from the 35-yard line. As Syosset shows blitz. And a timeout taken by Oceanside. Well, so we had mentioned what this game means in the standings as it comes to this battle here today. And the way it is right now, Oceanside, Syosset, and Hempstead all tied for 4th place. And you see it shaking out right there. Massapequa and Farmingdale taking place right now. That game also on the Varsity Media Sports Network. So somebody will lose from that game, which means that there's a chance for Hempstead, Oceanside, East Meadow, or Syosset to move up.
Yeah, and I think this is one of those years, John, where Conference 1 is a little bit more up for grabs. I don't think there's a clear-cut powerhouse team that everybody wants to avoid. So you want to get yourself in the mix. You want to be a top 4. And both of these teams after today have the ability, if they win, to be in that top 4.
And, of course, Varsity Media will be hosting the Nassau County semifinal and championship games. Place your order today on varsitymediapass.com.
Yeah, if you're a high school football fan, you got to get the Varsity Media Pass. Those games are good. All those playoff games are incredible.
No, we're excited. Can't wait to see it. We had a great Conference 3 matchup last night in Nassau, and this is a fun one turning out to be as Villela turns and runs, and he gets a first down. Shoved out of bounds by Jake Cohen after the 9-yard carry.
Yeah, sometimes the great thing you can do for a running quarterback is let him drop back to pass, right? Drops back to pass, he gets a lot of room here. You know, whenever a good runner has space, it's usually when they excel, right? And Villela is going to take this, and after the little fake, he feels pressure, but there's nobody else on the outside, and there's the space he needs.
1st and 10, snaps a pass near side, Kramer. And boy, Kramer and Tveter have been as good as advertised, and just soft hands, and a pickup of 9 for Kramer.
Yeah, we saw Kramer on the interception go up and get it, and you see it there. And then a nice job after the catch of finding a good lane to run in and put the Oceanside offense in a 2nd and 1.
Rob Blount calls him a pit bull. And I'll tell you what, I don't want to stare down the face of a pit bull coming right at you, but that's why Syosset and all those football players are tougher than I am. We'll have 2nd and inches, and a minute and a half gone by in the 2nd quarter. Man in motion, the pitch, it's Jacob Stern. Stern with his first carry, denied. Henry Wong with the takedown, and a flag afterwards, as Henry Wong makes his presence felt. And we'll wait for the call from Nocerino.
Yeah, regardless of the call, that's how you want your cornerbacks to come up and play. I mean, that's a tremendous play by Wong.
So another block in the back, called against Oceanside, and you can see the youth on this team. 33 underclassmen, that's 10 sophomores, 23 juniors, and they have a freshman in there as well. And you know, as a coach, you just have to go through those growing pains, unfortunately, Tom.
Yeah, you know, sometimes young player will think, oh, I had him on the shoulder, and it's really on the beginning of his back, and that's what refs are going to call. And again, this is another drive where Oceanside finds itself, you know, with a couple good plays and then getting backed up.
And so as the ball gets spotted at the 43-yard line, Oceanside to take over again. And a lot of discussion coming into this week about who the starting quarterback would be for Oceanside, and it was a matter of if Shane Harmon, clearing concussion protocol and good enough to play in the games going forward. He has cleared protocol, but Blount's still feeling confident in Villela's ability. So for that reason, Villela gets the start at QB1 today, and he said it's not a knock at Harmon, it's just Villela's playing really well, and a whistle beforehand, and a flag, and this should be a false start against the Sailors.
You know, sometimes when you switch quarterbacks too, John, there's a different cadence, there's a different understanding of making sure players are set. You know, they get used to a certain voice, and right now you're seeing Oceanside really struggle with these little things, and it's going to drive Coach Blount mad. It's exactly what he didn't want, was these mental mistakes.
Now, how confusing can that be during the week of practice dealing with both of those cadences? Because Blount thought that Harmon was going to play in this game, so I'm sure the first team was getting used to him, but then they were also used to Villela, and there's probably has to be some management there by the offensive line, the rest of the offense.
Yeah, every quarterback has a rhythm in which they call the cadence, and they are different, so it can affect the offensive line.
2nd and long, 16 yards to the first down marker. Tveter receives and trudges forward, and a big pickup for Tveter.
Nice pitch and catch there with Villela and Tveter. And a nice block out there by number 2, Bender, I think it was, because that was very close to being intercepted, and Bender stayed on his block, made a good play.
Bender, known as the enforcer, the junior for the Sailors, wearing number 2, and good on both sides of the ball, and a guy that will just sit there after games and mentally break down what he and the rest of his team could have done better, win or loss, and those are guys you want to rally behind. 3rd and 2. They swing it. Spivey ranges, has a first down. Just shy of the 40-yard line, and Isaiah Spivey moving and grooving. And here are the numbers for Spivey coming in. Now, these numbers are a little bit truncated because Spivey missed 3 weeks with an injury, but when he's healthy, he's electric.
Yeah, the numbers are skewed because he's been banged up, but you could see exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to get him on the edge. They're trying to get him in space. And I feel like if they don't have penalties, Spivey's giving you 5-6 yards on every carry.
Say Spivey, 15 tackles on defense as well, and someone who could have played last week but sat out the extra week, and Brian Kramer gallops forward. And a whistle up the field, and it looks like we've got an injury for Syosset. As that's Max Kessler, who takes a spill. So while Syosset will be looked at, we'll take a break. Under 8 minutes to play in the second quarter on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Back here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, Syosset being looked at on the other side, but there is Oceanside, and let's take a look at how they got here in their schedule this season. As Oceanside, we mentioned the big win over Freeport in week 1, and that really catapulted them out to a good start. And for the Sailors, and you get that 31-20 victory over Freeport, and then wins over Hicksville and Plainview JFK. Of course, a tough loss to Massapequa and Farmingdale, but for them, they get to control their destiny going forward with today's game, and then of course at Valley Stream South going forward. And so Max Kessler, see him walking out under his own power. And so good to see Kessler walking off. But Kessler, a big part on both sides of the football for the Braves, and someone who's got really good hands, and battling an ankle injury earlier this year, and just to see him walk gingerly off the field is a cause of concern for Paul Rourke and the rest of the coaching staff.
Yeah, you talked about Oceanside's schedule. I mean, losing really a close game to Massapequa, and the game with Farmingdale was a lot closer than the final score. So they got to feel pretty good about where they're at. And right now, you're in a dogfight in the middle of the second quarter with another team that's 4-2. This is a big drive right here.
Direct snap, Spivey. That electric halfback is equalized. Sean Dillon. And we've got the referee down up the field.
Yeah,
so
those guys are always in the middle of the action, and you know, they get yelled at a lot. But let's be honest, we couldn't have these games without them. So credit to the referee for being in there and jumping up and spotting the ball.
And so good to see Mike Trucciano okay. And so now it'll be 3rd and 6 from the 39-yard line.
I think this is 2-down territory if you're Oceanside.
And Villela, steady gain, pick up a 4. Getting more than half the distance, it'll be 4th and 2.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Blunt is going to even hesitate right now. Maybe go with a heavy group.
Well, a few substitutions for Blount. Brings Tvetter back on, as well as Chase Beer.
I think you're going to see Villela again here. Quarterback lead. Take no chances with a handoff.
And direct snap, it's Tvetter. And Tvetter close to that first down marker. And I don't think he got it, Tom.
I don't think he got it either. That's a really nice job by the Syosset defense. And, they tried to go with a little trickery, kind of fake, Villela around the outside and snapped it inside to DeVetter.
And so a turnover on downs. And coming up at the half, Jared Veluzzi interviews Mo Mozawala. And we'll have the Varsity Media Top 10 Plays of the Week, first half highlights, and more. So keep it locked on the Varsity Media Sports Network. So big tackle by the Syosset defense. Doing a good job of stopping Oceanside. And so now, we mentioned Oceanside. They get the 2 interceptions, and now that drive didn't start on a turnover, but either way, for the Sailors, you have to feel like they're just leaving opportunities on the field.
Yeah, I was thinking about it the other way. I mean, Syosset's got to feel really good. They really haven't played well when you consider the interceptions, but yet their defense steps up and gets a stop, and we're 0-0.
So Mozawala back in the backfield with Garibaldi and 2 receivers at the top of the screen. Man in motion is Evan Ostranger. Mozawala steps into it, airs it down the field. Marvin, too much.
Yeah, good play design by Syosset. Brought Ostranger across the formation, kind of got the eyes of the defense inside, and then they went over the top to Marvin. Mozawala may be thinking about those interceptions a little bit, right? He doesn't want to underthrow, and he just kind of let him just a little bit too much. Marvin had a step.
And so as Mozawala goes back out there with those 2 interceptions, trying to have that short memory and start to develop a rhythm. He's already been showing off his arm strength, but I'm sure he'd sacrifice some of those big plays for easier completions. And that's what he does on second down. Has Ostranger. And Ostranger with the pickup of 6. Flag is down after the tackle by Rob Wallace.
Yeah, Syosset went quick screen. Mozawala gets the ball out to Ostranger. We may have a roughing the passer here. That was borderline. They came off the edge, Oceanside. Got a hit on Mozawala. We'll see if they're going to call it.
And so Rob Blount pleading his case with Nocerino, as this will be another penalty against Oceanside.
Yeah, I out of the corner of my eye after he released it, I saw the Oceanside player. He didn't let up. It was close, but they're going to protect quarterbacks, John, and that's kind of how the game is going now. And Coach Blunt's not happy about it, but he was a quarterback back in the day. No one likes to get hit when you're just throwing a ball and you're exposed.
And so Syosset's going to actually decline the penalty. Or check that, we've got offsetting penalties. And so that just leads to 2nd and 10.
So maybe Coach Blunt did plead his case and win that time.
And so now for Mozawala and Paul Rourke, what do you want to see out of them offensively, and what is Oceanside doing so well on defense? Obviously the interceptions, but as a collective whole, they keep this very good offense off the board so far.
Yeah, well, starting with Syosset, I'd like to see him to get back with Mozawala running a little bit like they did early in the first quarter. He did a really nice job getting a couple of good runs that got him some yards. And if you're Oceanside, you want to do exactly what you're doing right now, which is rally to the football, limit some of these catch and runs, and make Syosset try to beat you over the top. They haven't been able to do it yet. You've picked off 2 long passes. You're almost baiting them to keep going long, and that's not high percentage. And right now, it's working.
And so this should be 2nd and 10, closer to the near hash. And so
stay there. Hands to your right.
Second down and 10. Midway through the second quarter, Mozawala Steps up, slings it, incomplete. Out of the range of Ostrager. Third down upcoming.
Yeah, Mozawala will want that one back. He did a nice job of going through his progression. Finally saw Ostrager, just didn't have his feet set, and now they're in a 3rd and 10. And this is where I think the Oceanside defense will be really aggressive, and it'll be a matter of, what does Syosset dial up here on 3rd and 10? I would look for Monaco, maybe roll out Mozawala, give him some options.
Well, in their victories this season, Oceanside's defense has only averaged 13 points against them, and if they keep Syosset down to 13 points, they'll be sitting pretty as Syosset takes a timeout, and while there's a timeout, we should have you know that you could scan the QR code up on the screen. I'll get it there in a second. There it is. So take out those phones, get the QR code out, and scan it. And so you can subscribe to Varsity Media on all social media platforms, Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook. Well, we mentioned it's homecoming here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, and it was a great atmosphere here at Syosset. We were here the last 2 homecomings, and a lot of fun. Last year was against Port Washington on a Friday night, and now finally nice to have the sun out as it shines in Nassau County in a very good Nassau 1 matchup.
Yeah, and you hear the Syosset band in the background there, led by band director Paul Caputo, does a nice job. But this is the kind of atmosphere that you love to see at high schools. You got the band playing, finally the sun out on a Saturday, a lot of kids here. It's a great atmosphere. Somebody's going to break the ice here, John. Someone's going to make a play.
Mozawala hoping it's him and his receivers. 3rd down and 10, 4:15 to go in the second. Mozawala, blitz coming, shakes out of it, on the run, incomplete. He underthrew Jack Monaco. And 4th down upcoming for the Braves. And here comes the punting unit. Let's take another look.
Yeah, I thought Oceanside did a really good job there of bringing pressure. Got Mozawala out to the short side where there's not as much room to run. And, right now, Mozawala is just not in rhythm. The 2 early interceptions have probably hurt his confidence a little bit. He's just not in his normal rhythm.
And so one of the benefits for the special teams for the Braves is that Mozawala is the punter, should things go awry. Mozawala gets it off. Chase Beer back to chase it down. And this might go all the way into the end zone, and it does. So Chase Beer escorts it all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And with that said, we'll take a break as Oceanside looks to respond under 4 to play in the second quarter on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next day. It's the best of both worlds as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com. Isaiah Spivey on 1st down, galloping up ahead and backs down forward, steps out of bounds just shy of the 1st down marker, but we could already see that electricity that Spivey brings to that halfback position.
Yeah, and that's the kind of play that really showcases it as they kind of, sweep them across the field. And Oceanside does a good job. I give Coach a lot of credit. In years past, Oceanside this would be wide open, right? They throw the ball 60 times a game. He knows exactly what his team is, and they're really good up front, and they can run the ball.
2nd and short. And the drop-off, and it's Charlie Levine, the junior. Levine, the opening day number 4 running back on the roster. So Rob Blount, he doesn't have a big roster to begin with, but the depth is there, and he's told his guys, be ready when your number is called. And Levine, one of those guys as well. He and Andrew Dato really picking up the slack over the last few weeks as Levine gets his first carry of the quarter. Two receivers near side. Villela on play action. Quick hitter. He's got Tveter. And Tveter, a few blocks and wrestled down on the tackle by Conrad Zhang, the junior.
Yeah, it's a nice play by Zhang, but it's also a really well-designed play by Oceanside going to Tveter on the short side there, and he picks up 8.
I'll tell you what, Tveter is not going to light up any stat sheet when it comes to the physical attributes, but boy, can he play. Villela goes that way to Tveter, incomplete. I was just going to talk about, even though he's 5'10", he plays a lot bigger than his body. I don't think if he was 6'10", he would have caught that football.
No, and I think Syosset needed a play like that to catch their breath a little bit. Oceanside has kind of got it going a little bit right now, and you're right, Tveter is, he's a really good football player on both sides of the ball. And right now, I think you're going to get a dose of either Spivey or Villela. They've been able to run the ball with either guy. It's a big third down.
Villela, straight draw. Upended and pinned down. Conrad Zhang, but forward progress might give it to the Sailors. Either way, big-time tackle, and there's Conrad Zhang. 30 tackles and 4 for a loss coming into today, but not enough, as that'll move the chains, and the Sailors have a first down.
Yeah, Zhang does a nice job from his middle linebacker spot, but Villela, knows where the sticks is, gets there, gets Oceanside a first down.
Three receivers near side. And this is Shane Harmon, and Harmon is leveled. Big sack, Max Kessler. Came off Gimpy before. He looks fine now, giving 100% on that TFL, and a big loss.
This is a great play by Kessler. He reads that Harmon is flush from the pocket, and there's no hesitation, and that's how you tackle right there. I mean, he throws his shoulder pads right into the midsection and drives him back. So now we're 2nd and long here for Oceanside, and it's Harmon. I'm not so sure Villela didn't get banged up on that tackle by Zhang, and that's why Harmon's in right now.
No, that's a great point, Tom, as Shane Harmon getting reps with the first team, the normal QB1, as he flings it down the far side to Tveter, incomplete. And the two out of sync, and Harmon now having to kind of fly blind out there, is thrown into the fire. But cannot hook up with Tveter, and it'll be 3rd and long.
And if you're Harmon, you haven't played in a little while. You didn't start the game, and now you're kind of thrust into it late in the second quarter, and you got to try to get warm. Really, you got to try to get hot right away.
Well, remember that Syosset winning the toss and getting the first possession of the game, which means Oceanside will get it to start the second half. But we're not there yet, as Harmon with the hard count and some movement up front and another penalty. But this will go against the Braves on the encroachment.
So smart play by Oceanside, drawing them off sides, making it a little bit more manageable here, 3rd and 9. And Villela back in the game. Looks like he caught his breath, and probably right now he's the better option if you're Oceanside, just a little bit more in tune with the game plan.
So a little bit more manageable as Villela goes back under center. Brian Kramer goes in motion. Spivey eludes one tackler and pinned down. Austin Cohen, only a freshman, but bigger for his age, with the takedown. And how about the job of Austin Cohen? We didn't mention his name a lot. He's been around the football, but only a freshman, and Paul Rourke saying that in his decades of coaching here at Syosset, you can only think about a handful of freshmen that he's called up, and he said Austin Cohen just as good as the rest of them.
Yeah, younger brother of Jake Cohen. I mean, when you look at him, he doesn't look like a freshman. He is physically really put together and, a really good, strong, aggressive young man. And they're looking at him right now, and hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, and Syosset taking a timeout to try and preserve some time and get on the clock, get on the board before the clock expires. Going into halftime, but I'm not sure that when we first started, Tom, that this would be a defensive affair, but it's been a lot of fun. Both teams have been slinging the ball, and we've seen some great plays on defense so far.
Yeah, sometimes when it's 0-0, there's no action, right? There's been plenty of action. There's a couple interceptions, a lot of really good tackles. I think it's more a matter of two very good teams that are well matched. They both came in 4-2, and sometimes in high school football, the records don't matter. These guys are right there. They are equal with each other. We're seeing that right now.
And so this crowd and band has been electric all afternoon, trying to get their team to have one more stop and one more chance before halftime, as Oceanside will punt it away. As Monaco and Marvin back to receive. Short punt. And it'll go out at the 45-yard line, so only a 10-yard punt and a good field position for Mozawala in the offense.
Yeah, now if you're Mozawala and you're the Syosset offense, it really hasn't clicked. But if you can put a drive together here and get some points, now you get you get your offense going, and you put yourself in a situation where if you go into halftime with a lead, you feel a whole lot better about what transpired here in the first half.
And so we mentioned what this game means in the standings before, and I'm going to sound like a broken record, Tom, but it just goes to show how good Conference 1 has been this year with Massapequa and Farmingdale, and still an outside chance that Oceanside and Syosset, they're no slouches in their own right, but they're going to be a tough out regardless of who they play, but one of them wants to be a 3 seed.
Yeah, you love parity. You love it when you don't really know the outcome of games, and this conference right now is really up for grabs.
Mozawala with 3 receivers near side. As Mozawala rolling out and chugging ahead across midfield, has a first down. Mozawala bumped out of bounds by Dylan Tavetter. And a big gain for Mozawala on the 17-yard run.
Yeah, we mentioned this earlier. I love when they roll out Mozawala. I just feel like it gives him the option, right, of passing and running. And this is a really good decision. A nice cut right there. Gets himself down to the 35-yard line. That's where Mozawala's at his best.
Well, we know that this is a low-scoring affair. Another low-scoring affair. Massapequa and Farmingdale tied at 7 with 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. That's been a fun one over there. And, of course, you can watch that replay and this replay on the Varsity Media YouTube channel. Mozawala, blitz coming. Gets past Villela, snaps a pass, and it's caught. Jack Monaco towing the sideline, and a big hookup as that moves the Braves up the field.
Mozawala does a really nice job right here. He's going to look deep, and he goes through his progression. He doesn't have the deep look, and he just waits till Monaco comes across the field, kind of clears his route. Does a nice job avoiding a sack right there. Throws on the run, and he looks like he's back in rhythm. Great catch, getting the feed in, too, on the sideline.
It was QB versus QB, as Villela almost had the sack. And so now 20 seconds remaining, and perhaps 1 or 2 opportunities at the end zone for Mozawala. Mo drops it off. Garibaldi in the flat. Up the seam, Garibaldi. Shouldered out of bounds by Andrew Dato. But the pickup of 16 moves Syosset into the red zone.
Yeah, and I give Coach Rourke a lot of credit. This is something that he either was told upstairs or he saw for himself. But all he does is wait for his receivers to clear on the outside and throws it to Garibaldi on a swing pass, able to get himself 15 yards.
"12 seconds left in the first half. And a whistle and a timeout taken by Oceanside as they'll talk it over, and I'll have you put your coaching hat on, Tom. If you're Rob Blount, what are you telling your team? What are you cooking up?
Yeah, well, one, if anything thrown, we want to make sure we tackle inbounds, right? We want to drain this clock because at the very least it forces Syosset to call a timeout and probably have to kick a field goal. If you're Syosset, you're telling Mozawala right now, one, don't take a sack, right? We don't want to back this up. We know what kicking is like in high school. And number two, let's make good decisions here. He's thrown 2 interceptions early. Make a good decision. It's okay to throw the ball away right now and take 3 points at the end of a half.
So Rob Blount directing the crew for his team. And there's Blount, the longtime head coach for Oceanside. Last Nassau County title, 2017. They knocked off Freeport 17-0. Had some good years recently. 2021, losing to Massapequa in the county final. I think they've had enough of the Chiefs, to say the least. And now they're trying to knock off the Braves.
Yeah, what Coach Blount has done at Oceanside has been really remarkable. He's turned them into a perennial powerhouse. And on the other side, you have Coach Rourke, who's been doing it for almost 30 years. 2 really, really well-coached teams here today.
5 seconds left in the first half. This could be the final play. Mozawala on the play action, rolling, zips it, incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. He tried to stuff it into the window of Evan Ostrager. And that might do it for the first half, but what a stop here by the Oceanside defense. So the clock reading, 2 seconds left, but No Sereno, the official, made the call that it was halftime.
Yeah, the official clock is kept on the field, so we don't know exactly what they were told before the play was snapped, but it looks like, Syosset's not really arguing it. That's a tough way to end the half, and we're at 0-0.
And if you're Rob Blount, you are ecstatic with your defense, keeping Syosset off the board in the first half. Well, we are where we started, 0-0 at halftime. We'll step aside. You're watching the Orland and Cohen Game of the Week on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jared Veluzzi, and joined alongside me, the quarterback out of Syosset, Mustafa Mozawala. And Mustafa, last year, I feel like you showed everyone that you had one of the strongest arms on Long Island. But this season, your running game has been elevated to the next level. I mean, what's been the key to your dual threat success?
I think the key is that blocking and the O-line, what happens with up front, those guys are so good at what they do. And it allows me to be so successful in my run game. And every single snap, I try to give 100% and try to make the most out of every opportunity. So as soon as I see that lane, it's like a go.
Definitely been clear all year long when it's come to you running the football. And then now here at the end of your senior year, you got Oceanside and Massapequa to close things out. 2 huge games. How excited are you for that?
Super excited. I mean, just to have that competition later on in the season when everyone has experience, it's so amazing, and just to like prove ourselves and to show that we can compete and to show that we're like the underdogs coming up, and I feel like it's really good for our team.
I mean, you guys had an amazing game against Farmingdale. These 2 games should be exciting. And, you're not the only amazing senior on this team. What does this 2024 class mean to you and the entire community?
It means so much. I mean, it means so much for all the seniors. I mean, you could just tell on that team how much everybody cares about the game and how much everybody cares about every single snap and every single time they're out on that field. And the senior class, I mean, like it's just an honor to play with those guys, and those guys have been starting for like three or 4 years, or 3 or 2 years. Some of those guys have played football for their entire lives, so it's just an honor to be on the field with my teammates.
Yeah, it should be a fun one when you guys go against Oceanside, but let's get into some quick rapid fire questions. Always fun. What's your go-to guilty pleasure song?
I think I gotta go with "Set Fire to the Rain" by Adele.
That's awesome. And then what would you say your favorite ice cream flavor is?
I gotta go with my child. I've been eating it since I was a kid. Cotton candy ice cream. Can't go wrong with cotton candy.
What's the best pizzeria on all of Long Island?
I think we gotta go every Thursday night, right before a game. Every Friday night, we go to Mario's as a team. So it's gotta be Mario's.
Mario's, great. And then what would you say your favorite TV show of all time is?
Either Tom and Jerry or Teen Titans Go.
That's great. Well, Mustafa, I really appreciate you taking the time to do this. Thank you. And everyone, thank you for tuning in. I'm Jared Veluzzi. I appreciate it. Back over to you guys.
Thank you.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Inside the 10 to the end zone.
Oh, he's got a wide open receiver. AJ Duff. Get out of the way! Dante Torres! The end zone. Touchdown.
10-5 touchdown.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/Varsity Media. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
Hello, beautiful people. We all know Travis Hunter, right? We're headed to Jackson, Mississippi right now to announce his partnership with my favorite, So Hoodie.
All of my OG subscribers already know about those hoods that I usually wear in all my videos. But if you're new here, it's called a So Hoodie. Basically, how it started was with athletes wearing towels on their head. No different from the innovation of a single arm sleeve or a leg sleeve. Boom! Take that towel off and throw a hood on. You could do something calm and just have the blank color to match your team uniform. Or you and a gang could place a team order to have the school logo on the side of it. And it's not just for players. The fans need some drip too. Y'all know I got my Iwiwi hoods up there and some other cool collabs, including this collab we're doing with Travis Hunter. So go check out the link in my description, and when you're ready to check out, go ahead and use promo code HA1.
Welcome back to Syosset High School. We're scoreless. Oceanside and Syosset, as both teams had opportunities in the first half. The Oceanside defense doing a fantastic job picking off Mustafa Mozawala a couple of times, but the Braves defense just as strong as they were able to keep a very talented Oceanside team off the board. So it's still halftime here. We've got about 10 minutes. So with that said, let's take a look at last week's Varsity Media Top 10 Plays of the Week.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
This is a returnable kick, and it is Cruz to do so. Cruz cuts it upfield. Look at Chase Cruz! Open field! Chase Cruz! There's no flags! Touchdown! Holy Trinity!
As this fourth quarter develops.
Well, there goes bucket right into the well. As Duff still on his feet, shaking forward. KJ Duff to the end zone will not be denied. Touchdown Friars.
Snapped more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better, faster.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/Varsity Media. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube. High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream media partner of Nassau County Playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of soccer, volleyball, field hockey, and football, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
When it comes to advertising, are you hitting the right audience? Why waste your time with television or a free print publication that's given out at a local deli? Varsity Media has your back. With a following of over 50,000 and a local demographic ranging between the ages of 18 and 54 years old, it's time to get that return on investment. Plus, here's the best part. Your ad lives forever on our YouTube page. And with a large on-demand audience, it's a grand slam to advertise with Varsity Media.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
This is a returnable kick, and it is Cruz to do so. Cruz cuts it upfield. Look at Chase Cruz! Open field! Chase Cruz! There's no flags! Touchdown! Holy Trinity!
As this fourth quarter develops.
Well, there goes the bucket right into the well. As Duff, still on his feet, shaking forward. KJ Duff to the end zone. Will not be denied. Touchdown, Friars.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube. High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream media partner of Nassau County Playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of soccer, volleyball, field hockey, and football, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
When it comes to advertising, are you hitting the right audience? Why waste your time with television or a free print publication that's given out at a local deli? Varsity Media has your back. With a following of over 50,000 and a local demographic ranging between the ages of 18 and 54 years old, it's time to get that return on investment. Plus, here's the best part. Your ad lives forever on our YouTube page. And with a large on-demand audience, it's a grand slam to advertise with Varsity Media. Homecoming here at Syosset High School, Oceanside. And a Syosset still deadlocked at 0-0. And we're waiting for the teams to come back out on the field. And when we do, it's going to be a fun second half right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next day. It's the best of both worlds, as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com. Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level.
Hello, beautiful people. We all know Travis Hunter, right? We're headed to Jackson, Mississippi right now to announce his partnership with my favorite hoodie.
All of my OG subscribers already know about those hoods that I usually wear in all my videos. But if you're new here, it's called a So hoodie. Basically, how it started was with athletes wearing towels on their head. No different from the innovation of a single arm sleeve or a leg sleeve. Boom! Take that towel off and throw a hood on. You could do something calm and just have the blank color to match your team uniform. Or you and a gang could place a team order to have the school logo on the side of it. And it's not just for players. The fans need some drip too. Y'all know I got my Iwiwi hoods up there and some other cool collabs, including this collab we're doing with Travis Hunter. So go check out the link in my description, and when you're ready to check out, go ahead and use promo code HA15.
It's halftime here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, and the future Sailors enjoying what they're seeing out of the current Sailors, and especially Oceanside's defense in the first quarter, with Syosset knocking on the door. Mo Mozawala airs it out to the end zone, but Chris Lalima says, I've got some other ideas, Tom.
Yeah, and Oceanside's defense has done this pretty much the whole first half, is answer it every time Syosset's had a drive. They've been able to thwart it, a couple of interceptions, and then a stand at the end of the half there to keep them off the scoreboard.
And so as Oceanside comes back out onto the field, the Sailors giving up 28 points to Farmingdale a week ago. That was a tough loss for Oceanside, and that score not indicative of the final results, but the defense is really locked down. And what have they done so well in the secondary that's really, we know the interceptions, but with that said, Mozawala just seems out of a rhythm.
Yeah, I think they've done a good job of being physical with the Syosset receivers, not letting them get clean releases and into their patterns. And they put pressure. They've been blitzing Mozawala, kind of getting him off his spot, whether it's, in the pocket or he's rolling out and making him make quick decisions. So they've done a good job. Quarterbacking is a lot of rhythm, and right now Mozawala is just slightly off rhythm.
And for Oceanside, they're hoping to get their first Nassau County title since 2017. And Varsity Media will be the home for that, as Varsity Media is the home for all Nassau County semifinal and championship games. And to place your order, go to varsitymediapass.com to place your order today. Will it be Oceanside, Syosset? Could it be Farmingdale, Massapequa, East Meadow, or Hempstead? We'll find out. We've got Conference 1, 2, 3, and 4, semifinals and championship games on varsitymediapass.com. And so now as Syosset starts to come out to the field, Syosset held scoreless, and this is a team that really hasn't had to deal with offensive struggles this year, but defensively, they could have just hung their heads and not really stepped up to the challenge, but the defense salivating and not making it easy for Luke Villela, Andrew Dato, and Isaiah Spade.
Yeah, as well as Oceanside's defense has played, Syosset's defense has been equal to the task. They've held a very good rushing team in Oceanside for the most part under wraps. This is one of these games, Sean, you just get the feeling the first team that can kind of break through, right, and make a big play and grab this lead may be the team that wins it.
And so as Syosset comes out, and homecoming here, and just what a great atmosphere it is here too. And there you see the old barn for Syosset, and we've been spoiled at Varsity Media because the last 2 years have been homecomings here at Syosset, but it's just always fun to come and always a good venue. It doesn't have to be football. You've got soccer, you've got baseball, tennis. It's all in the one area and one of the top athletic departments in Nassau County.
Yeah, the facilities here at Syosset High School are unbelievable. The barn is iconic where they have their snack bar, but we're looking out over multiple football practice fields, and behind us are all the soccer fields, and obviously you have baseball, lacrosse. You got a ton of facilities here. They do a really nice job here with their athletics.
And of course in the athletic department as well, it's homecoming here, so the cheerleaders have been excited as well, and they've done a fantastic job of keeping this crowd in the game the entire time, as Syosset and Oceanside with a win today. And we mentioned the standings earlier, and we'll take a look at them in a moment. But, you know, Oceanside, Syosset, and Hempstead in a three-way tie, currently at 4-2. Power points will come into play, but a victory here today for either Syosset or Oceanside, they can move up in the standings.
Yeah, it's 0-0 to start the third quarter. It's almost like our opening again, John. This is huge. So it was a huge game. Now it's a huge second half. You know, this is a 0-0 game when your playoff seed is on the line is everything you want when you're a football team, right? It's out there for you. Go out and win a game and put yourself in a good spot for the playoffs.
And, of course, like we mentioned, Varsity Media will be your home for the Nassau County playoffs. As Oceanside out on the field, Syosset taking their time. And then you start to see a little bit more aggressiveness with those whistles, telling the Braves to hurry it up. And Massapequa and Farmingdale currently tied with 6 seconds left, 7-7 on the clock. As Farmingdale flushed out of the pocket, they take a deep shot down the field. The Hail Mary, incomplete, and I think we're going to go to overtime. Massapequa and Farmingdale, and what better game to have than what we've got in Nassau Conference 1, both here and over at Farmingdale. And so it'll be Big Sean Dillon to boot it away for Syosset as we get ready for the second half. Right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Short punt. And on the one hop, Jack Regan picks it up, the sophomore, and is pinned down. Max Garibaldi with a big stop as the Sailors take over to start the second half.
Nice job by the Syosset coverage team right there. Garibaldi with a big tackle. You know, we saw a little bit of Harmon come out in the first half. John, I'm curious to see. It looks like, you know, they have both guys ready for action. Valella's been a little bit more polished and sort of ready to go. And Valella's done a nice job running the ball as well.
Well, Valella really more of a run-first quarterback, but to see him get into a rhythm was a positive sign for Rob Blount as they break the huddle without Valella. And it was a question of whether or not Harmon would get the start. But Rob Blount shaking it up as well as he's got Isaiah Spivey out there, and we'll get a Wildcat on the first play of the second half. Spivey with the loaded backfield. And takes a direct snap. And Spivey shakes forward and nowhere to go. Devoured. Up front. Good stop by Austin Cohen as well as Conrad Zhang. And a loss of
yeah, nice job by Cohen, you know, setting the edge there. And then Zhang, as we talked about a couple times already, does a really good job of reading and getting there. And it looked like Coach Blount wanted to come out and kind of send a message, right, and run the ball right at Syosset, but Syosset was ready. And now they're behind the sticks again.
Luke Valella makes his first appearance of the second half where he's joined by Spivey in the backfield. Tvetter goes in motion. Spivey shakes off a few tacklers and gets back to the line of scrimmage. And another stop, Austin Cohen.
I think that might have been the Cohen brothers on that one. That was Jake Cohen who finished it. I think Austin Cohen set the edge. Really nice job by those two guys. And, you know, Oceanside coming out of the half, you know, as a coach, you always have designs. We're going to do this, this, and this. And now you're in a 3rd and 12, and there's not exactly the spot you want to be in.
Paul Rourke saying how important it was for both the Cohens to be on this varsity team this year, and he said that Austin has earned it. And he's been getting a lot of support from Jake, and two of them a big part for this defense as Valella swallowed up after the pickup of 3. And the special teams coming out for the Sailors.
Nice job by the Syosset D-line there. That was Bragi underneath and then Conrad Zhang cleaning it up. And if you're Syosset, that's exactly what you wanted. You wanted to, you know, get a 3 and out. You wanted to kind of pin them deep on the kickoff, and they're in a good spot here to get good field position.
Ryan Pender set to boot it away. And strikes right into it. Takes a sailor bounce. And down at the 43-yard line. And so, good punt there by Pender. As Syosset will take over on offense after the 28-yard punt.
And we'll see what adjustments Syosset made at halftime. They started the game, John, with Mozawala running a few times and rolling him out, and really he was the main ball carrier either way, and I'd like to see them get back to that. Garibaldi's run the ball well, too. And if you're Syosset, it'd be great to get a defensive stop and a drive. And if you're the Oceanside defense, you want to find that same aggressiveness you had in the first half because you were giving them fits.
Syosset trying to find a rhythm in the schedule, coming off an 18-13 loss, but 3 straight victories over Uniondale Baldwin and Valley Stream Central. And looking for the victory here against Oceanside before taking on Massapequa next week. That game currently in overtime, Farmingdale and Massapequa. Garibaldi on first down. He's got a seam. Here goes Garibaldi. 20, 10, Max Garibaldi with reservations for 6 on the 58-yard touchdown run. And Syosset strikes first. They lead at 6-0 at home.
Wow. Garibaldi here just gets shot out of a cannon, has to dance a little bit. You see a nice block by Monaco cracking back, and then the rest is Garibaldi. He just makes the guy miss and then flat out outruns everybody to the end zone. And that's how you start the half if you're Syosset.
Sean Dillon to kick the extra point. Adam Marvin, the holder. And a high snap. End over end, and the kick is good. And Syosset with a 7-0 lead, thanks to the 58-yard touchdown run for Max Garibaldi, which will be good enough for our Speed Island play of the game as we take another look. We'll take another look momentarily, but what a speedy run at that. And a fantastic run for Garibaldi. And that's our Speed Island play of the game as we take another look. And the hole opening up and good blocking up front for the Braves.
Yeah, Garibaldi shows another gear here. Speed Island would be proud. That's great speed by Garibaldi. Gets himself to the end zone.
Speed Island speedy play of the game. Visit Onyx Salva and crew at Garden City and reserve your appointment with him today at www.speedislandny.com.
And John, I just want to mention something. That was a high snap on the extra point. Marvin does a great job of getting it down. In a game like this where points are a premium, getting 7 on the board, you never know where point number 7 could go. So just keep that in the back of your mind as we go forward. But Syosset does a good job of getting on the board.
And so the short kick by Sean Dillon. Lofted scooped up. There's Jack Regan. The sophomore flag is down in the backfield. There's Regan to pick up a 5. And we'll see who the flag is against, as the white hat today is Frank Nocerino.
I think we're gonna get a hold on Oceanside on the return. You know, John, we keep a lot of stats up here. We don't normally keep track of penalties, right? But I would have to imagine this is upwards of 8-9 penalties right now for Oceanside.
No, I'd agree with that. Yeah, you're looking around that area, and it adds up over the course of the game. And for Oceanside now finding themselves down in a 7-0 hole, it's not going to help your cause.
No, you got a sophomore quarterback, and you'd love to start a drive on the other side of the 30, and now you're pushed up and you're back on your own 21-yard line. There's just a comfort level that you just don't have calling plays and things like that when you're deeper in your own end.
And so now Luke Villela back out there, navigating the Sailor offense. Kramer goes in motion. Kramer on the sweep, gets a few blocks. And brought down. As we get a shaken up player, that's Max Kessler again. And we saw Kessler go down in the first half. As he goes down in the second half. And for Kessler, the senior, giving it all that he can. And, that's a big part to this defense for Syosset so far today, Tom.
Yeah, Kessler, we saw with a big hit earlier. He's obviously banged up. He's trying really hard. Gutsy performance so far, and he's going to limp off again, and that's going to hurt. He's a speed guy on that defense. But that's a good job by Oceanside on down number 1 there, getting 6 yards, putting themselves in a better position the rest of this series.
And so now let's see who steps up on defense for the Braves with 9:05 to go in the third quarter and a 7-0 lead for the Braves. Check that. They'll change the clock to 8:35, and, of course, the clock being taken on the field. And the ball comes loose momentarily, and Syosset has it. Spivey fumbled it, and that's Jake Cohen on top of it. The senior gets the turnover, and Syosset comes up large on defense.
And I think Jake Cohen causes the fumble too, John. He was the first guy there, number 60 from his middle linebacker spot. Does a really good job. There he is. Stands Spivey up, knocks the ball out, punches it free, and scoops it up. That's how it's done as a middle linebacker.
Good job getting the stop for Syosset. They just lost one of their leaders on defense, but Jake Cohen says, no problem, I've got this. And so now, Syosset taking over with the lead in the ball and in prime field position against this young Sailors team.
If you're Syosset, you want points out of this. You want to make this a two-score game as fast as possible.
Ozawa threw 2 interceptions in the first half. Here comes the blitz, shakes out of it, fires it all the way down the field, batted away. Good defense by Dylan Tvetter as Jack Monaco, the intended receiver. That ball was up there for a while, and Tvetter able to smack it away.
Yeah, that's a big play. We saw Tvetter go up over Monaco. Monaco was trying to return the favor, and Tvetter was up to the task. Nice play. But I like the Syosset mindset. Be aggressive on first down. See if you can maybe really get a sudden change touchdown.
Second down and 10 from the 29-yard line. Monaco on the near side. And the give, Garibaldi up the middle and bottled up. Andrew Dato with first contact after the gain of 5. And that'll set up 3rd and 5. And so another Syosset player going down, and that's Austin Cohen. On the other side, Cohen, a freshman. And for Syosset, they want the victory. They want to get out of here in one piece, too.
Yeah, listen, this is a physical football game. Both teams are really bringing it. We can hear it up here, John. A lot of guys banging pads, and this is going to happen. It's unfortunate, but if you're Syosset right now, you're in a 3rd and 6. This is a really important down. I think it's probably 4-down territory. You want to get it to something manageable on 4th down or a first down right here.
And so while the teams are in the huddle, we'll take a quick break here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by
After the brief timeout, Mozawala with a hard count. It's 3rd and 5 on the 25-yard line, under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Mozawala, design rollout. Keeps it himself and spun out of bounds. As Mozawala gained a few more, but eventually wrestled down by Oceanside's back line, as that was Sergio Moncayo with the takedown.
Yeah, Mozawala made something out of really nothing there. I mean, he almost got ran out of bounds and did a nice job sticking his foot in the dirt and getting upfield for another 4 or 5 yards. And this is exactly what I was talking about before. Now you got a 4th and, probably a half yard here for a first down.
So 4th and inches. Syosset's going to keep their offense on the field. They elected not to go for the field goal late in the first half. And now Mozawala goes right up to the line, nudges forward. And Mozawala looks like he's got enough for the first down. So not exactly the tush push, but good job of getting over by Mozawala, and that'll move the chains.
Yeah, if you're Syosset, that's, not only do you get the first down, but now you get fresh set of downs, you're eating clock, you're putting yourself in that position where you're really close to being in field goal range to make this a two-score game. Right now they're thinking touchdown, but now you get the new set of downs and you can attack it again.
Pair receivers both sides. It's Monaco as well as Evan Ostranger to your side. And it goes to Ostranger. Has a seam, couple of blocks. Ostranger skips into the end zone, touchdown. From 19 yards out, Syosset strikes again, and they go up by a baker's dozen.
Yeah, this is just screen right, but Mozawala does a great job of selling this. That little hitch right there to the left gets people moving. And then Dylan out on the second level there. He's 250 pounds running out to the second level, makes a great block. Ostrager does the rest. And Syosset with 13, looking to make it 14.
Michael Campanelli, the long snapper. And Adam Marvin, the holder. Second PAT for Dylan. Handles it flawlessly. 14-0 Syosset in the blink of an eye as the offense is starting to roll here, Tom.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good call by Paul Rourke right there, the head coach and offense coordinator of Syosset. Oceanside looked like they wanted to bring pressure, and the minute he motioned out the ace back, he put them in a spot where they had to kind of slow down, take off their blitz. Mozawala sells the swing pass, comes back to the screen, and he hits it for 7.
Take a quick break here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
$4:10 to go in the third quarter here on the Varsity Media Sports Network as Syosset with 14 booted away for Syosset. Looks like a brand new team on offense to begin the second half. Short kick near side, another opportunity. Jack Regan trudges forward and brought down at the 35-yard line. Well, he's not exactly Sebastian Janikowski, but by having those short kicks that stay up there for a while, Dylan doing a good job of allowing his team to get up the field and not allow a big return.
Yeah, I actually like that. Why give a bunch of athletes that Oceanside has an opportunity to get out into the open field? If you're Syosset, you feel really good. You got 14 on the board, but here's what we know about Oceanside. Coach Blunt's going to have some stuff worked up here. This is not a safe lead.
Low snap. Here's Villela. Flips it far side, and that's caught by Kramer. And Kramer, the pickup of 3. So Brian Kramer had himself a good first half, had the interception, couple of receptions as well, and Oceanside, no huddle.
Yeah, Oceanside's looking to play fast here.
Villela airs it out, down the sideline. He's got to Vetter, makes the catch, but was he in bounds? Yes, he was. Dylan Vetter once again makes a sensational catch up the sideline, and that's got the Sailors rolling.
Yeah, nice ball by Villela, throws it up there. I mean, this is pretty good coverage by Henry Wang. That is a great catch by Vetter.
Oceanside moving quickly as Villela bumbles forward, brought down by Dylan. And so now another Syosset player down momentarily, Michael Campanelli. He had the tackle and then was slow to get up. But the training staff not coming out all the way, so good to see Campanelli okay. And Oceanside starting to move and groove, and Vetter getting the instruction from Mike Vanucci, running one of the best wide receiver academies out on Long Island, and said that Vetter doing a good job in the offseason, keeping his catch radius intact, and I think that snap happened before the ball was put in play.
Yeah, it was a little unusual because Campanelli was hurt, didn't want to come off, so I don't think either team really understood that the ball wasn't set yet. But if you're Oceanside, this is a critical spot. You're down 14. It's late in the third quarter. You got good field position. You got to come out of this drive with some points.
2nd and 9 from the 33. Quick hitter to Vetter again. Dylan Vetter has a first down inside the 20-yard line. As Vetter once again with a big-time pickup. Let's take another look.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this has worked all day for them. It's just a quick screen to Vetter. He gets one block out there, and he does the rest.
That block coming from the sophomore Guida, doing a good job. As Vetter, dart over the middle, touchdown inside a tight window. Luke Villela threads the needle, and Oceanside strikes back.
Yeah, they run this Vetter screen. What they do is they fake it, and can't see the number there, but he runs right up the seam, and Syosset was looking for Vetter on another screen. Nice play design by Coach Blunt, and if you're Oceanside, what an answer.
That's how tight the window was. You couldn't see the number, but it's Brian Kramer as he scores his first touchdown of the year. And now Oceanside trying to cut this lead in half as Villela the holder with Ryan Pender to kick the extra point. And it's good on the snap by Brett Moskovich. 2:43 to go in the third quarter. 14-7 Syosset on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Oceanside responding with a touchdown of their own as they cut Syosset's lead down from 14-0 to 14-7. He's Tom Rooney. I'm John Perez, and what a good ball by Luke Villela up the middle, but a great response drive for the Sailors.
Yeah, if you're Oceanside, you couldn't have drawn it up any better. I mean, you went down the field clean, crisp, no penalties, John, like they had in the first half. Villela threw the ball really well. Tvetter with a couple of big catches. We said right before they had it, Coach Blunt will have an answer. I thought it was a really well-played, really well-designed drive right there.
And so Oceanside takes a timeout with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, and
I think that was Syosset on the timeout, John.
Okay.
Listen, they're notorious for different kinds of, Oceanside is for different kinds of onside kicks. I think Coach Rourke kind of saw something that he didn't like and didn't want to get caught having a group that maybe is a little tired and napping. Could be a really good timeout right there.
So we'll see if he puts the hands team up front or just expects the big boot. But with that said, while we have a stoppage in time, be sure to take out your phone and scan the QR code on the top left of your screen to subscribe to Varsity Media social media handles. We're on YouTube, X, as well as Instagram and Facebook at Varsity Media. Turned out to be a great football weather day, as after the rain in the morning, the sun's shining, and this has been a fun game here in Nassau Conference 1. The winner looking to move up in the standings. The Massapequa-Farmingdale game was in overtime. We'll have a score momentarily, but Ryan Pender, sophomore with the short kick. You called it, Tom. Gets over and goes out of bounds. Flag is up. And for Oceanside, not able to recover that. I don't know if you want to call it an onside kick or, but either way, does not come up.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they were trying to do, and they had a chance. The ball lands in bounds, and, unfortunately it didn't take that big hop up. It took it out of bounds, and Syosset will take the ball over right there, I believe, where it went out of bounds. So good field position to start, but you kind of know every time you play Oceanside that you got to be ready. Fake punts, onside kicks, trick plays. They're never out of a game because they have that mindset.
That's one of the things about a Rob Blount team is that, he doesn't have a stale offense. He always keeps you on your toes, and an interesting crew. And he said he's had a lot of fun coaching this group this year, especially with the underclassmen, and not punting on this year, but the future very bright for Oceanside. And while they are title contenders this year, they're going to be a monstrous team next year. On first down, Garibaldi had the first touchdown of the day and is stacked up. Good job up front, as that was Brady Nardone in there as the Sailors rallied to the football.
Garibaldi, a little slow to get up there. You mentioned, he's not the biggest guy. They tried to go back to that play that he hit the 58-yarder earlier, but Oceanside made a nice adjustment now. And, this is a big drive. Syosset just let Oceanside go down the field. You don't want to give the ball right back to a hot team.
75 seconds and rolling in the third quarter. Garibaldi goes in motion, catches it in the flat, secures it. Now across the 50-yard line. Bus forward and is tripped up just shy of the 40-yard line. And so that's good for a 15-yard hookup and a flag down in the backfield. Take another look, Tom.
Yeah, nice little screen to Garibaldi here. They're going to get, I think, a block in the back there, which is going to take it back. Garibaldi, nice job of weaving his way through blockers, would-be tacklers. But now Syosset in a similar spot that Oceanside was in the first half, and that is a positive play taken off the board and now behind the sticks.
And so that pins Syosset back by their ears. It's 2nd and 20 from the 34. And so Mozawala with 3 receivers top of your screen. Ozawa rolls out. Ball comes loose. Popped out. Jack Grimaldi. And Syosset holds on to it. Could have been that much worse, but how about the job by Grimaldi to get to the quarterback and pop it loose?
Yeah, it does a really nice job. Mozawala gets pushed out of the pocket, and Grimaldi just runs him down and forces a fumble, and Mozawala lucky to get back on it.
And so 20 seconds remaining, and that might be the final play. Or check that, not yet. Now we got the whistle. And we will go to the fourth quarter. It's been a fun one. 14-7 the lead for Syosset over Oceanside. This is the Orland & Cohen Game of the Week on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream media partner of Nassau County Playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of soccer, volleyball, field hockey, and football, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Fourth quarter on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Syosset with a 14-7 lead over Oceanside, as we now have a final, and it was Massapequa knocking off Farmingdale 15-14 in overtime. Now, here were the standings before the day started. Massapequa will remain in first place. Farmingdale, we'll see where they shake out, still have a game and a half lead over Hempstead. But either way, good win for Massapequa on the road, as Mozawala, first play of the fourth quarter, rolls out and spins it on the run. And he's got a man and a catch. Jack Monaco in stride with the pickup. And a 21-yard catch for Jack Monaco.
That is a tremendous throw on the run. This isn't a 10-yarder. That is a 20-yard on the run right into the breadbasket. It's a huge play. This makes this fourth down really manageable if you're Syosset.
It should make it 4th and 4. As Mozawala and the rest of the offense lining up. Jack Monaco comes off.
Looks like Syosset just ran on another offensive lineman. They're going to try to power this football.
Hard count by Mozawala. Syosset already burned a timeout in the beginning of the fourth quarter. Under 5 to go on. And Mozawala, the pooch punt. And good job by Syosset, deking that they were going to go for it, and Mozawala pinning the Sailors inside the 20-yard line. And that's just a veteran play move right there, lined up as if it was they were going to go for it on fourth down, and Mozawala just kicks it away.
Yeah, and the play before that put him in a position where Oceanside had to play as if they were going to go for it. So that yardage right there put him in that spot. And now if you're Oceanside, you got to drive the, more or less 78, 80-yard plus to gain a tie here or possibly take the lead. But after the last drive, they got to feel pretty good about their offense.
Sailors start off at their own 18-yard line. Villela hits Kramer in stride, and Kramer with a few blocks nudges ahead in the pickup of 13. What a day Brian Kramer's having. Had the interception, couple of receptions, and Kramer gets free again, and good blocking up front.
Yeah, Oceanside's doing a nice job with that wide receiver screen, getting their guys in space.
Blake Halpern, the player that opened up the hole. Rush coming. Villela swings into it. Incomplete. Off the mitts of Kramer. And second down upcoming.
Yeah, but what we're seeing here is we're seeing Villela kind of grow up a little bit, you know, and throw the ball, and Coach Blunt having a lot of confidence in him to throw the ball. That wasn't a bad throw. He put it on the sideline where only his receiver could possibly catch it, and he had a chance to catch it. Right now, the Oceanside offense is playing fast, and it looks good.
Villela calling his own number. And scampers forward for a pickup of 5. Now 3rd down and 5 for Oceanside.
And this is where Oceanside exactly where they want to be. Villela with a nice 5-yard run puts them in a spot where they can go back to the quick screen. They could go to Spivey or Villela on the run.
Haven't seen Spivey much in the second half as Villela goes forward. He'll be short after the pickup of 3. And so decision time for Blount.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to hesitate at this point.
Well, the offense still out there. Oceanside's defense has shown that they could stop Syosset in a short field. But now Villela going to the sideline.
Yeah, and Oceanside just brought on an extra offensive lineman themselves. They got Spivey back in the backfield. I think it's going to be direct snap to Spivey.
Yep, right on cue on that Wildcat. Spivey sweeping. He's got a first down and more. Up the sideline. Isaiah Spivey, one man to beat. Gets past Wang and brought down at the 10. From behind by Marvin. Wang might have stunted his momentum, so good contact by Wang. Either way, Oceanside drives all the way down to the red zone.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's really no mystery here. You kind of knew they were going to run. He just runs through an arm tackle there, and then the rest is Spivey. We talked about his speed in the open field. Nice job by Wang, just cutting him off a little bit.
Oceanside working quickly. Villela on first down, bottled up.
Yeah, and Oceanside now looks like they found the spot where they want to run. They're going left, they're going quick, and it's been Villela mostly and then a little bit of Spivey.
And so let's take another look at that run again, Tom.
Yeah, there's Spivey. And listen, Syosset had a chance in the backfield, but Spivey does a good job of running through an arm tackle, and the rest is just him with his speed down the sideline.
45-yard run for Isaiah Spivey. High snap, collected. Dato, Andrew Dato towards the end zone, just short.
And I tell you, that was a really nice job by Villela getting that snap. I mean, that snap almost went over his head. That's good athleticism right there. And he may have just saved this drive with that.
3rd and goal from the 1. Villela up the middle. He's in there. Touchdown, Oceanside. Luke Villela from a yard out pounds it through the plane, and Oceanside now trailing by a point. Take another look.
Yeah, no mystery there. Villela straight ahead. The Oceanside line with enough of a push there. And listen, we didn't have a lot of offense to talk about in the first half, and now we got multiple touchdowns by each team, and this is a huge extra point here, and they're gonna go for 2 here, Oceanside.
Yeah, Oceanside's gonna go for 2, trailing 14-13. Kramer, the man in motion. Villela spins it to Kramer, off his mitts, and incomplete. Kramer took his eye off the ball, and Syosset's defense holds on. They lead it by 1, and this is one that Kramer wishes he had back.
Yeah, I mean, Kramer's played a hell of a game so far. I'm not so sure he was going to get in anyway. Syosset was there, but, yeah, he normally catches that. But Coach Blunt being really aggressive there, going for 2. And I think he's trying to inspire his team right now. He believes in them, believes they can get another stop. Plenty of time to get the ball back and get another drive.
So a big game for both of these teams. And both of these teams trying to get to the Nassau County Finals and semifinals. And of course, like we mentioned earlier in the game, that Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County semifinals and finals. And you can place your order today on varsitymediapass.com.
So, John, last time they kicked off, I said you got to watch for an onside kick, and I don't think you're going to see anything different here. It might be a different side. I would be shocked if they kicked it deep. They're going to look to have Oceanside make a play right here on the ball.
Oceanside, short kick, excuse me. And down at the 40-yard line on the short return. As Brian Guo, the senior, makes the catch and downs it at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, nice job by Guo, just catching and going down, giving him good field position. So if you're Syosset, you need a drive right now, right? You need to put something together, eat some clock, put Oceanside in a position where they don't have a lot of clock in order to try to come down and win this game. Hey, listen, you'd like points, right? But if you don't get points, you want to eat clock and pin them deep. And if you're the Oceanside defense, you know they want to run the ball here. They don't want to throw incomplete passes. I think you're going to see a really aggressive Oceanside defense right now.
Braves take over 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Nursing a 1-point lead. Ozawala straight chugging up the far side. And a gang tackle. Andrew Dato was the first one there. Dylan Tvetter as well. And Mozawala nowhere to go.
Yeah, I like the play goal. Mozawala just catching and going himself, but Oceanside really, really aggressive right now. Flying to the football. Did not let him turn the corner.
Second down and 8, ball on the 42-yard line. And Mozawala. He's got Monaco in the slot. That's where he goes. And Monaco has a first down. Good job on the slant by Monaco.
Yeah, this is a nice job by Mozawala. That is a tight window, and Monaco's a big target like we talked about. Does a good job catching, turning upfield, getting a first down. And Syosset needed that. 5.5 on the clock. Clock's running. That first down was huge.
Trapio in motion. Mozawala keeps it himself. And brought down by a swarm of sailors. Roman Pariza in there, as well as Brady Nardone. And Dylan Tvetter once again.
This Oceanside defense is flying to the ball right now. Really good job of gang tackling. And I think that's why the pass play worked earlier. They are coming. If you're Syosset, you may have to take a shot just to kind of back them off a little bit. You just want to keep this clock running, so you want something that's going to be completed.
Second and 13. Garibaldi up the gut, still on his feet. And he's got no one to beat to the end zone. Touchdown. His second touchdown run of the day. From 47 yards out, and Garibaldi putting icing on the cake.
They ran this earlier. This is a lead for Garibaldi. And Garibaldi, listen, he's not the biggest guy. I think it works to his advantage. He gets inside the line there. He's hard to find, and he just bounces, finds a hole, and he does the rest with that speed. Nice job by Garibaldi.
Sean Dillon to kick the extra point. Dillon 2 for 2 on the day. Good snap, and the PAT is good. So Dylan now 3 for 3 on the day, and we'll take a quick break. Oceanside looks for a response. 4.5 to play in regulation on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Did you just have the best athletic year of your life, and now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level. Back here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, a 21-13 lead for Syosset. And Tom, that was a huge extra point because now Oceanside trails by 8.
Yeah. Earlier in the game, I mentioned a high snap that Marvin put down, and then, Dylan's been clean with all 3. So you put Oceanside in a spot. Not only do they have to drive down the field with 4 minutes to go in the game, but they have to go for 2, and they have to get it for the tie. That's a great response by the Syosset offense. And I tell you, the pass from Moswala to Monaco was really the play that I think gave him the breathing room, and then Garibaldi does the rest on the scamper.
And so Dylan. High kick, but short. Fair catch. And caught at the 35-yard line. That was Justin Diaz, the junior, spotting the ball. And now the Sailors, with 4 minutes to go, trailing by 8. And they'll send out Luke Villela and the rest of the offense.
John, I like the way Villela has thrown the ball in the second half. He's gained a lot of confidence. They've used Tveder really well with the wide receiver screens. Tveder does a really nice job after he catches the ball. And I think you may see here Coach Blunt's, creativity. You may get some sort of hook and ladder. You may get halfback pass. He is not going to go quietly, right? We know that he is going to throw everything he has on this drive.
Tell you what, if Syosset wins today, they might just run to the Ferris wheel afterwards. Leading by 8 as the Oceanside offense comes back out to the field. Villela darts it to the flat. Jacob Stern. On the 5-yard catch and run.
Yeah, and if you're Syosset, you're okay. You're okay with 5-yard gains. Jake Cohen does a nice job of running that down. You can't give up a big play here. You can't give up the quick strike.
Second and 4. Villela back to pass again. Short. Tried to hook up with Bender. Lead 3rd and 4.
Big play right here. Now, if you're Oceanside, you got to get a first down. So you may have to think about running this ball just to get a first down and get a fresh set of downs.
And so now Oceanside trying to get going. Syosset had 12 players on the field, and one comes charging off. That was Aiden Piper coming off. Big 3rd down for the Sailors. Villela has a hole towards the pylon and might be short. And a big play upcoming for Oceanside as should be 4th and inches. Or check that, they'll give them the first down. How about that? Forward progress. Moving Oceanside forward, and the chains continue to move.
Yeah, I like the call for Oceanside. You need the first down. Villela's been successful running off that left side most of the second half here. And now you give yourself a fresh set of downs. If you want to go to a big play, a trick play, now's the time.
Pair receivers both sides. Andrew Dato. And Dato gets halfway there after the gain of 5. Forward progress gives him another yard, and Clock continuing to run. 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 4. Villela, quick hitter. He's got Stern. Stern up the sideline, a few blocks, and momentum stunted, but down to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Oceanside goes back to that quick wide receiver screen. They've had a lot of success with it. Stern does a good job of making the first guy miss.
.235 to go. Villela with a lot of time, rolling out, and flips it out of play. Closest wide receiver was Dylan Tavetter.
Yeah, both these teams are, you can see guys are hands on hips, hands on knees. You know, they're tired. A lot of these guys goes both ways, and this is where you got to suck it up and you got to be ready to play.
Second down and 10, 1:57 to go in the fourth. Villela to the flat again, it's Dato. Andrew Dato working hard, shakes tacklers. Andrew Dato still on his feet, end zone touchdown. Oceanside strikes back. 31-yard catch and run, Andrew Dato to the house. And now Oceanside will go for 2.
Yeah, listen, Oceanside's not doing anything different. They're throwing it out to their playmakers and basically letting them make plays. And Dato does a great job of just breaking arm tackles and weaving his way to the end zone. So now you got to come up with your best 2-point play, right? Your best, you know, from the 2.5-yard line, your best play. My guess is I would see something with Villela going to the left, a run-pass option.
Crowd on their feet. Oceanside going for 2. Villela with Data in the backfield. Now Kramer back as an extra ball carrier. Flea flicker. Villela. It's good. What a play. Kramer over to Villela, and we're tied at 21. Did you have that up your sleeve, Tom?
Well, I told you Coach Bond has all these trick plays. This is a really well-designed play. He overloads the right side, hands the ball to Kramer, and Villela just sneaks out. There is nobody there, and Villela catches it, and we have a tie game. What a call.
What a gutsy call by Rob Blount and that Oceanside sideline. And now, with 1:43 to go, we're right back where we started. And Syosset, with one of the better quarterbacks in Nassau County, and should have 2 of their timeouts remaining, will have the ball.
Yeah, if anybody could engineer a drive, you know, to get down the field, it would be Mozawala, right? He's thrown the ball well here in the second half. This is plenty of time with 2 timeouts and the ability to get out of bounds. You'd like to see a nice return here, get them in good field position. And if you're Oceanside, what a response. You know, under the gun, really have to drive all the way down the field, and they didn't get out of their comfort zone, and they didn't have to get creative until the 2-point conversion, and what a play. What a football game.
It feels at times in the season, especially when you've got a young football team, that you have to go through the bumps, but there's always one game that you're proud of at the end of the year. Now, Oceanside hasn't won the game yet, but for Rob Blount, you could start to feel the changing of the guard and the season turning, in that his sophomores are being looked at as juniors, and the juniors now look to seniors. Short onside kick, and Syosset on top of it. Jackson Adler, the sophomore, and one of the young guns for the Braves, picks it up at a short field for the Braves.
Yeah, that's actually a great play by Adler, and gives him good field position on top of it.
I found it really interesting that he would go for the onside kick there, and I'm kind of curious the decision in that, because wouldn't you want to give Mozawala a longer journey to go down the field than have a 50-50 shot at midfield?
I think Coach Blunt is always thinking about winning games, and I think he has a lot of confidence in his guys. His kicker, they almost recovered one earlier in the game, and his defense has played well. Let's be honest. And I know they have 21 points, but it's been a couple of big hitting, run plays. I think he has a lot of confidence in their ability to stop Syosset.
And so now, it's up to Syosset quarterback Mo Mozawala.
So that was Lalima that just came off, who's been the starting corner here, had an interception earlier in the game. Keep an eye if Syosset goes after number 27, Hafey here.
Mozawala 47 yards away from the end zone, and he'll keep it himself. Up the gut. And charges over.
Good start to the drive, little read option right there. Mozawala keeps it. Syosset has to get right back on the ball.
Clock continuing to run, 1:15 to go in regulation, and Mozawala taking his time. Now, for those of you watching at home, they're keeping time on the field, so our scoreboard not exactly official. We're doing the best we can. Here's Mozawala back to pass, short dart. He's got Garibaldi, who's upended. First contact by Chase Haffey, the junior.
Nice play by Haffey, and if you're Syosset, you got to quickly get on the ball here. It looks like they're going to.
Syosset, with 2 timeouts, electing not to use them. .30 seconds to go in the fourth. Garibaldi up the gut, has a first down, and brought down at the 30-yard line after the gain of 10.
I don't know how long Sean Dillon's field goal prowess is, but they're getting close to field goal range here.
And Mozawala clocks it, and that might be the case here. You would want to get to the 20-yard line, and that's what Paul Rourke has said. He said anything inside of 30, a 30-yard field goal, would be Dillon's range. So that could be what's on the mind for Syosset.
Yeah, listen, they have put themselves in a pretty good spot here. One more first down, you clock the ball, you may be able to run out the field goal unit and win this game.
Mozawala, 2nd and 10 from the 30. The give, Garibaldi shakes near side, and Garibaldi brought down. Pickup of 9. And timeout called by Syosset. 14 seconds to go. And that's going to be their final timeout, the Braves.
So you're really close here if you're Syosset. You're right on the edge of his field goal range. I don't think you feel great. You probably want another 5 to 7 yards, put him in something that's a little bit more comfortable. So, not a lot of time. You want to run a play, quickly get up to the line, clock the ball, and then you can bring your field goal unit on. But this has to be a first down.
Yeah.
It's 3rd down. You can't clock on 4th, obviously, so you have to get a first down and then clock the ball.
And there is Sean Dillon, the field goal kicker for Syosset, and that's one of the it's not the opposite of a benefit, actually. It's a disadvantage because in high school, when your lineman and your best lineman is your kicker, he can't warm up. So this is how he's staying warm but not getting any reps on the sideline if you are going to try and attempt a field goal.
Yeah, maybe with the pressure, he's better off not thinking about it, right? Right now,
That's
he's
true.
thinking about holding blocks and pushing people around. He'll think about a kick when he has to.
Well, you'd have to imagine that Rob Blount will call a timeout, too, to try and ice the kicker, but we'll see. 14 seconds to go in the fourth. Mozawala airs it towards the end. He's got a man. It's Adam Marvin Touchdown! With 7 seconds remaining, Syosset goes in front.
Oh, baby. We've been talking about rolling Mozawala out the whole time. Marvin does a really good job of running around. He comes back to the football, right? When we get this replay up, you're going to see Marvin come back to the football, and Tavetter is right there. And the reality is that Marvin beats him to the ball, right? Squeezes it, and Tavetter just basically, he's going for an interception. He just can't get there. And Marvin hauls it in, gets to the end zone. What a play.
And how about Dylan? 4 for 4 as Adam Marvin gives Syosset the lead on the go-ahead touchdown. And now 7 seconds remaining as we take one more look. And they say football is a game of inches, and for Syosset, coming out on the long side.
I give Mozawala a lot of credit. And Marvin, earlier in the game, they went after Laliba down the field. He picked it off. They went right at him in the biggest spot of the game. Marvin comes back to the football and muscles it, for a reception and gets himself in the end zone. What a way to get this game into the final moments here.
And so, Tom, if you're Syosset, what are you telling your team now on special teams?
Well, you're looking for the lateral play, right? They're going to field this and probably throw the ball all over the place. So you got to stay in lanes. You got to be really disciplined and tackle everybody who has the ball. And then you got to get up, right? Often you see the guy who makes, maybe the first almost tackle is the guy who makes a tackle later on in these things. And if you're Oceanside, it's simple. You're either fair catching this and you're hoping for a Hail Mary, or you're going to a lateral play, which you probably practice on Friday almost for fun. And my guess is that's what they're going to have to go to.
So Sean Dillon, we've seen him have those high kicks that really don't go as far. So it might be difficult to have those laterals and toss the ball around. If you're Oceanside, maybe you just call a fair catch to set your team up for one shot at the end zone.
Yeah. Now, the one thing about Oceanside in the second half here, Syosset's a little banged up. They're a little tired. A lot of guys going both ways. They've run through a whole bunch of tackles here. Maybe you give yourself, a chance. Get some guys out in space with some laterals. You know what they're saying right now in the huddle. And if you're looking at Coach Rourke, he's saying, look for a pass all the way across the field. Like nothing is out of bounds here, right? Mm-hmm. Could be small laterals. Could be the big pass across. You got to tackle everything and everybody. You got to be really disciplined now on kick coverage.
Syosset looking for their 5th win of the year. And they're 3 seconds away from doing so. And so for Oceanside, they're looking to get to the end zone. And perhaps one more miracle in this game. And Syosset trying to pick up the win in homecoming.
Yeah, and listen, not all wins are created equal, right? Sometimes you win and, it's nice and you get on to the next game. This is a win that can really catapult you for the rest of the season.
So Sean Dillon set to kick it away, and lining up is, I haven't seen him line up this way, so he's lining up towards the near side of the field, towards the hands team of Bender and Tavetter.
Yeah, it looks like he's angling right here to the Syosset sideline.
And a longer fair catch down at the 30.
Listen, that's great for Syosset. That puts Oceanside in a tough spot. Can't reach the end zone. So now you're going to get lateral. Now you're going to get a slant and a hook and go, and a hook and ladder, I should say, and you're going to get all the laterals. Now it's up to your defense to tackle.
And so we'll see now. And that is Oceanside. One last gasp. Tom, this was 0-0 at the half.
I know. We said it wasn't a boring game. It really wasn't, but it's always a little more fun when you have, touchdowns. And, these guys both teams have played really well in this second half. Really gutsy performance by both teams.
Oceanside 70 yards away, one last play. Not yet. Rob Blount calls a timeout. And so he gets a chance to look at the prevent defense, as it's been homecoming here. And this cheerleading crew and crowd been on their feet the entire fourth quarter. And it's been a fun one here at Syosset.
Yeah, I mean, this is an exciting game, great for these kids. But if you look at Coach Blount right now, he isn't even having any hesitation. He knows exactly what he wants to run. He's drawn it up right now. He's got his team in the huddle. Syosset is going to have to tackle here to win this game. You got to love games that come down to the final play, right? I mean, this is awesome. You got all the kids on the fence here waiting to celebrate. You got the Oceanside faithful.
Well, they've been excited all afternoon. It's been a fun one. And after today, Syosset takes on Massapequa. Chiefs looking for their perfect season. Big win for Kevin Shippos in overtime over Farmingdale. And so now it's up to Oceanside. With 3 seconds remaining, this is the ball game. Syosset sending everybody deep. Villela takes the snap, short dart, and now the fun begins. Here's Kramer. Kramer up the sideline, skips it back, ball comes loose, and Monaco is on it. Syosset holds on and wins it in homecoming. 28-21 the final, and what a comeback for the Braves.
That is a tremendous football game, huge win for the Braves. That's one of the better high school football games I've seen.
Adam Marvin with the game-winning touchdown for Syosset as they pick up their 5th win of the year. And celebrations aplenty as Syosset scores 28 points in the second half. They stop Oceanside and pick up their 5th win of the year as the Sailors fall to 4-3. All celebrations around. We'll take a break. When we come back, we've got the So Hoodie postgame show on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Inside the 10 to the end zone.
Oh, he's got a wide open receiver. AJ Duff. Get out of the way! Dante Torres! End zone, touchdown.
10-5 touchdown.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next day. It's the best of both worlds as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com.
Hello, beautiful people. We all know Travis Hunter, right? We're headed to Jackson, Mississippi right now to announce his partnership with my favorite, So Hoodie.
All of my OG subscribers already know about those hoods that I usually wear in all my videos. But if you're new here, it's called a So hoodie. Basically, how it started was with athletes wearing towels on their head. No different from the innovation of a single arm sleeve or a leg sleeve. Boom, take that towel off and throw a hood on. You could do something calm and just have the blank color to match your team uniform, or you and the gang could place a team order to have the school logo on the side of it. And it's not just for players, the fans need some drip too. Y'all know I got my Iwiwi hoods up there and some other cool collabs, including this collab we're doing with Travis Hunter. So go check out the link in my description, and when you're ready to check out, go ahead and use promo code HA15.
Marvin, I think.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Inside the 10 to the end zone.
Oh, he's got a wide open receiver. AJ Duff. Get out of the way! Dante Torres! The end zone. Touchdown.
10-5 touchdown.
Hey, sports fans, did you know Varsity Media?
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching.
Cap for the home team as they win on homecoming. I'm joined by our player of the game, Adam Marvin. Game-winning touchdown. Adam, take me through that play and how you were able to score.
There were a couple seconds left, and our team really needed a big play, and it's honestly us just doing our job. Coach needed a play. We were supposed to go out of bounds, but I felt like being my guy, just ran into the end zone.
Take me through, it looked like a little bit of a wrestling match as you wrestled the ball away from him and went into the end zone, and then tell me the feeling afterwards.
The ball come and put my hands out, catch it, and I felt him, so I just yanked away from wherever he was, and as soon as I got it, it's kind of like a glory feeling. You just see the end zone, no one there, and you just start running.
How big is this win for your team? Obviously, it's homecoming, but for the playoff race upcoming as well.
It's a huge win. Especially coming off like a loss last week, really devastated us, but we worked hard, we practiced, and this is what we expected.
All right, and so because of that, and you are the So Hoodie player of the game, you get awarded by a free So Hoodie, so we're going to have you pop that on right now. Let's try it on, Mr. Marvin. Yep, so you got it right there, and then let's get a shot right there. What do you think?
Man, I'm going to wear this every day.
There you go. He's going to wear it every day. You can wear it every day as well. Get your individual and team orders at SoHoodie.com. He's Adam Marvin. I'm going to let him out here in the cold. For the rest of our crew, this is John Perez saying so long from Syosset High School. This has been a Varsity Media production.